Okay, so Sherry again. Just another quick update. I have now got all my fabrics chosen for my mini rose except for my 10 background colors, and I'm thinking I'm gonna go with a solid background or possibly a solid ombre, going from light to dark, from closest to the rose to the edge. Not sure yet. I'm gonna try and take a run tomorrow and see if I can find a fabric I like, because there's so many colors in this one that I'm not sure what color I'm actually going to make it. I was thinking I wanted a black one, but the more I think about the colors I already have picked out for the rest of it, not sure if black's going to be the best call or not. But fun thing with quilting, you can change your mind and change your mind and change your mind again. So, and I'll just kind of do a quick little few minutes with, I'm going to get the fabric in the book minus my background, the border color, and then it be that much closer to set up to where I can start piecing some of this. And I'm not going to go through it step by step with the piecing. I mean, I'll do a few for you. There's so many people out there doing videos with how to paper piece that I'll do a touch on it a little bit. I know everybody's got their own way of doing it, and I'm sure mine's 101 different variations of the 100 previous. So, but just kind of a little, walk through on basically how I use this book. There's a couple different ways you can use it, the fabric in the book, to make it easier to piece all your, I call mine pieces because literally 4 pages, but with 103 pieces, it's tiny little pieces. It's not like a 8x11 page like some of the bigger quilts are. So I'll go through the pieces, 2 different ways you can do it using the book method, and then hopefully it helps anybody that's working on any of these, whether it's a small version like I have or even a full-size quilt. It's the same, same thing. It's still very easy to do, and kind of people that aren't sure whether they want to try foundation paper piecing or not. So, all right, back in a minute. We're gonna get everything set up. Okay, back now. So now we're gonna start working on getting my colors in my book. These are my 10 background colors that I'm probably not going to use because I think I'm going to go to 1 solid color instead of 10 different ones, but we'll decide that later. But for now, this one is PW. And that is here. This one is HC. That goes here. Oh, you know what? I probably will keep these on for a little bit, just so I don't have a mix-up with these colors. I just don't like leaving pins and stuff because I tend to stick myself quite a bit here. But I think for the time being, till I get them all in the book and I'm sure which color is which, because normally with the 2 colors here, I put this color on top, this color underneath. Normally you'd know by the colors, you wouldn't have that issue, but because I got a lot of blues and a lot of purples, that I may have 2 close, very close colors in the same spot, so I better not do that. So for the time being, which if you have fabric stickers on yours, when you get the kits, it would be the same thing. You just put the fabric sticker somewhere where it's out of the way so you can still use it to piece things, and leave the sticker on it. So we're going to put this on the outside for now. And I'm not a big pin person, but in this instance, because there's so many colors, we're going to leave it on here for now. Alright, and this is HC, so that one goes there. And I put the fabric and then the page, so that goes there. And then just close the book and go on to the next fabric. This is EV. Like I said, this is where I would have put these on the end, but these are small pieces of fabric, so. Alright, EV goes here. I have CL. That goes here. QU. That's going to be my second half. That goes there. This is V. That's this book. That goes there. This is GE. So yeah, and I would imagine for the people that have the kits, I know a lot of these colors are really, really close. So it would probably be advantageous to, you know, like I did, I used the color sheet to make these little tags for these cut pages. Because obviously I didn't get the fabric, so it was no stickers included. But yeah, that way you can guarantee that, you know, until you get the hang of using all these colors, you have less chance of accidentally sewing the wrong fabric on the wrong piece, because you can still get sidetracked, you know, piecing each little section together and put the wrong piece of fabric on the wrong spot accidentally. You know, it happens. I've done it even regular foundation piecing regular stuff. I put the wrong fabric in the wrong spot and had to take it apart. So it does happen, but you can't beat yourself up over it. You know, it's like, take it apart and fix it, or you can call it a happy accident and leave it in if it doesn't bother you, which I've done it both ways. I've tore stuff apart before that I put in wrong, and then there's other times where I've left it in and called it a happy accident. Okay, this one's PF. Whoops, I grabbed too many. I'm on to my beiges. Alright, that's PF. That is a stratosphere. Alright, flip these right sides up. And this is a lot of fabrics. Lots and lots and lots. Oyster. This is going to be PP. Teaching me my alphabet today. Alright, that's oyster. Now I'm trying to put my pin towards where my yarn's at, just so I have less chance of actually stabbing myself. This one's W. That goes here. LO. That goes here. Double D. DD goes there. This one's HH. And you get the idea. So I'm going to cut out now, and then we'll just kind of wing through this after I get this done, because I got quite a stack and I don't want to burn up all the minutes here. So we'll just fast forward at this point, and then we'll get this done and we'll come back to go through the book. Okay, back now. Got all my fabrics in both my books. This is why I divide mine into two books, because my hands, this is how thick it is. And we have two books like that. So this, yeah, this is why I do it in two, because that's lots of fabric. But as you can see, it's pretty easy to handle. Let me get this one out of the way here a little bit. But like I said, normally my, like the first color here is on top, and then I do the second color here on the underneath. And then same thing, you just go through all your pages, and like I said, all you got to do is look for the tags. This is where I would put them on the end. These are small pieces of fabric because it's a mini quilt, but for the full-size quilts, I would imagine it'd be easier to lay the fabric this way and then put your tags on the end. But I do it all the way through with the book. First color on the top, second color on the bottom. So that when I go through, it seems kind of weird to nitpick but in the beginning, but as you go through it, you'll get in the habit of, okay, I know the color on top is the first color I'm looking for, and the second color is the second tag. Because it's very easy with this pattern, with all these colors, to put the wrong fabric in the wrong place, which on the mini rolls it's probably not quite so noticeable, but I know on some of the patterns, you know, you get a wrong color in the wrong spot, it's kind of noticeable sometimes. So I do it to, which some of them are close, and then obviously my blue, but they're very easy to thumb through. So let's grab a pattern. I got my pattern all sorted here. And I did sort these into, like, this would be page 1. But it's, seriously, it's not a page. It's blown up, so this first part looks big, but all the rest of it is, other than this one big piece, it's literally all tiny little pieces. So this, you put all these little pieces together to make what would typically be your 8x11 page on the bigger quilts. I mean, and I know on the bigger quilts sometimes there's multiple pieces to a page, but I don't think they're quite this many. I think a lot of the mini quilts are this way. And this is A through, what was it, A through U, so almost 26 pieces for the one page. So yeah, it's, oh, going the wrong way, yep. So there's lots of little stuff here. So now there's 2 ways you can do this. Let me set these aside so I don't lose any. If you want to do piece as you go, if you want to put all the 5 fabric pieces on this and call this part done, pretty simple with the books the way it is now. You know, here's 1 is your W, which this is book 1, this is book 2. So I go to my W, pull out the W, which will be here. Which I would have these spread out so they're not, I can get to both of them easily. Which then you can go pull out your fabric, sew it on, put it back, and then move on to your next piece. Or like Jamie from Cranky Kangaroo does, is she'll literally go through, because this is your first pattern piece. You just put it in the book, and then you go through your whole stack of pattern pieces. Like this whole stack, which is how I did my first quilt, is I literally went through this. Like the first piece would be RV, which I think that's another background fabric, but you would put this in and leave the book and get all your pieces in the book, and then you start at the beginning, and whatever piece is in the beginning you piece it and continue on, which I'll show you how I did that when I get my background, because it's going to be hard to start without a background fabric, because these start right from the get-go with that. But, or like I said, you can, because they're now all sorted by fabric colors with your codes, you can literally sew W on, go to your HH, which would be in this book, sew that on, go to your DB, sew it on, and so on till it's done, and then you can set that one aside and whatever you put your extra pieces in. I use these lovely little plastic containers, because I can get both books in it. I may not close the lid, but I can contain everything with the instructions and the 2 books in one of these. It fits nice. It doesn't go anywhere. And like I said, for somebody that's only got, you know, a half hour here, hour there, that they want to do that, it's all self-contained. You can put it away, and it's, especially if you get the kits where the stickers, the fabric comes with the stickers already on them, so that you know which color is which color. That saves you a step. I made the little tags just because I changed colors so bad in this one. It's pretty hard to mess it up now. I mean, I could come up here and put little notes on them that, you know, one is the gray, one is the green, and just go through and put little notes on each one of these. I could do that too, because I think pretty much they're going to be 2 totally different colors. Sometimes you have 2 yeah, see, like these are the burgundy and purple, and 25, this must be a background page, because there's, oh, nope, 1 fabric. Yep, and the other one, see, and I clearly went through and marked the background one, so I knew that takes the bigger fabric. But yeah, I could probably go through and put notes in and pull all these little pins out. I'll have to think about it, figure out how I want to do this to make it easy to zip through this, because I want to get this one made pretty quickly. So, and yeah, ones like this, it's easy because they're, and like I said, it'll handle quite a bit. Biggest thing is punch a holes. I have one of those old 3-hole punches that I've had for years, so I just punch a bunch of holes and use the yarn, and make sure to leave a lot of yarn, because this book was pretty flat before I put all the fabric in it. But it works easy. This is the second time using this book, so it is And I know when you order the quilt kits, you get these pages and you get these tags. So if you're afraid of pulling your fabric stickers off your fabrics to tag your pages, look for your color chart and use your color chart. I mean, this one's in black and white. I printed one in color to save as a master, and then I printed this one in black and white because I was cheap and I don't want to use my colored ink, because it doesn't really matter. The cut guides are in color, because I figured if anything, leave the master cut guide with the color on it, because first time around I did try to match the colors somewhat, as much as I could anyways with my stash. This time around it's I just took it as a recommendation or a guide, because yeah, some of the greens are purple and the blues are pinks, and it's just whatever that seemed to blend that I had enough of that would work. And the biggest thing was that I was trying to get the correct shading. If it was supposed to be light, I put a light fabric. If it was a medium range fabric, then I put the medium colors in, and then the darker colors. And then I do have some mixed fabrics. So we will call it a day for this. I got to work on getting my background fabric, so I got to decide. But because of all these colors, I didn't want to go white or an off-white, because I don't want my daughter worried about possibly staining it or it becoming stained. You know, I want her to be able to enjoy it and use it and all that fun stuff. So, and with the grandkids around and all that, it's got to be, you know, if somebody spills something on it, it's no big deal if it doesn't, you know, something a little darker that's gonna hide some stuff. So this is where we're at with the two books. Hopefully I get my background fabric and I can walk you guys through a little bit how I used the book to piece. Like I said, there's two different ways you can piece it. One piece at a time, or partial pages as the bigger quilts are, or you can just shove them all in the book. And like I did with mine, I had all my pattern pieces in here with each fabric that was next in line to be sewn to that pattern piece, and then I literally started at the front of the book and went page by page by page, and it actually went pretty quick, because I think by I think I did four rounds through the book, and that was only for like by that last round there was only like 3 or 4 pieces, because most of the pieces, the sections in this only have like 3 to 5 color fabrics in them. So, and that's the nice thing, is if you the first piece, the next piece could be like two sections down, so then you just continue your way down. Which I did post when I did the first one, how many I got, like the first round. After that I didn't really keep track because it went pretty quick, but it's pretty easy. Hope this helps anybody that, you know, might be stumped or a little baffled or even a little intimidated by these kits, because they're really not hard to do. This is my second one now, and I'm driving myself crazy just by picking my own fabrics. But like I said in my first video, I wish I could afford one of these kits. I cannot. But the pattern was way worth it, because it is a very detailed pattern. And I love digital patterns, because then I can make them bigger, make them smaller, do what I want with them. So for now, we will let you go. And until I see you next time, take care, hit the like, subscribe, follow if you like. And until I talk to you next time, happy sewing.